again, YouTube. Due to the, I thought I should do a video talking about my favorite Amblin Entertainment movies. Amblin Entertainment / Steven Spielberg movies, because I just saw Super 8. I thought it was fantastic. As a matter of fact, if you want to see my review to that, it'll probably be in the descriptions down below about what I said about that. And I basically thought it was the best Amblin Entertainment movie to be released within the last 20 years. You know, that's not saying, I mean, that's kind of part of what I say about that. You know, excuse my stuttering, but kind of go through some of the ones of the Amblin Entertainment films I have. Some of these are DreamWorks titles because of the fact they may not have the Amblin Entertainment logo on them, but they were definitely Steven Spielberg productions, and so I still classify that as Amblin Entertainment, even though it was for DreamWorks. But so we'll get right into it. First one is the film that kicked off the Amblin Entertainment company, I guess, is E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. This, of course, is the 2-disc limited edition set. This is one of the two ways that you can get both the 2002 cut and the original theatrical cut. Of course, there's E.T. saying, "I'll be right here." And then this is the 2002 version. It blends right into the case because it looks like the moon. As you see, E.T. and the actual logo right there. You open it up, and there's the disc one, and there's, oops, sorry, the 1982 theatrical release in package, and then there's a picture of Elliot. And you can't get this set anymore. This is long out of print. However, if you poke around, I think you can find some decent prices on the Ultimate Gift Set online. If you poke around at like Amazon or eBay, they have it on sale. The next two, I'm going to do these together. Transformers and Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. You know, have yet to see Transformers Dark Side of the Moon. This I thought was an excellent film. This needs some work. You know, it's Michael Bay. What do you expect? Next one is the first collaboration with Disney. It is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, one of 3 collaborations with Amblin Entertainment or Steven Spielberg and Disney. And recently they've teamed up again to do I Am Number 4, and they're going to be doing Real Steel along with what's the name of it? A War Horse, and that'll be the first Disney film directed by Steven Spielberg, actually. But this film was a groundbreaking film at the time. It was the first time that anybody had seen live action and hand-drawn animation done this way. It's a huge special effects piece. This huge mosquito. And of course, it's a great movie. Directed by Robert Zemeckis. And he's doing his own thing right now. Sorry, I gotta start a commercial. And then we'll move right along while we're just doing this. Here's his directorial debut by the name of Duel. This is an okay movie. If you've seen Jaws, it's pretty a good precursor to Jaws. Gotta grab a pen here. Basically, if you replace the shark with a huge semi-truck, that's basically the premise of Duel here. But it's a decent debut for Spielberg, and this is what launched his career. Has Dennis Weaver in it, and it's worth watching. This next one does tend to be an embarrassing one for people. It is 1991's Hook. I used to enjoy this as a kid. I know it really got trashed in terms of critical response, and the audience didn't really like it that much neither. The film stars Dustin Hoffman, Robin Williams, Julia Roberts, and Bob Hoskins.
Don't miss the Reds and the Yankees on a 3-game get-together starting.
And the film is about, in case you don't know what it is, it's about what if Peter Pan grew up, and the premise is Captain Hook kidnaps Peter Pan's children, and so he has to relearn how to fly, fight, and crow all over again, and Lost Boys have to help him. Enough said. I think everybody pretty much knows about that one. Next one is Saving Private Ryan, one of a more serious film. Of course, is the 2-disc set. Even as a 2-disc set, I feel it's not as good on the features of what it should be, really. Even though there is a whole thing in here about... Let me take it out. A whole thing in here about, the boot camp and the training, all about the behind-the-scenes material that the actors had to go through. They went through boot camp to understand what it's like to be working in these conditions and, actually fighting with an explosion going off. Next one, the movie that made you terrified to go into the water, it's Jaws. This, of course, is the 30th anniversary edition. Made in 1975 by Spielberg. Again, not a Amblin Entertainment production, but it is a Spielberg film. It's a very entertaining film, even though I don't think this is as scary as people thought it was, or said it was. I'm not into horror films, but I can watch this and be entertained. I look at it as kind of an adventure piece. Kind of a 70s, it was a 70s special effects piece, even though the shark never worked into this. This in itself was a horror film to produce, because they couldn't get the shark to work. But it's still, what happened was, it paid off really well, and it's a very good film. Next film is Deep Impact. This is a fairly entertaining film. It's a little bit more dramatic and scientifically accurate than Armageddon, which actually came out about the same time as this film. It came out the same summer, but I think one was about a month apart. And a lot of critics and people said that Deep Impact was the better film, and it's a better made film, I think. It has Téa Leoni, Robert Duvall, Morgan Freeman, Elijah Wood, and someone else, Vanessa Redgrave. And the story is about this comet hitting the planet Earth, and of course wiping out humanity, and if you survive. Entertaining film. from 1998. Yeah, 1998. Next three, of course, is the Jurassic Park trilogy. There's Jurassic Park, The Lost World, and Jurassic Park 3. I actually liked Jurassic Park 3. I don't know why. My least favorite is The Lost World, because I just feel it was strange that I kind of wish they would have brought back Sam Neill's character for that one. And when they brought him back for the third one, I thought it was better, but some people didn't. But of course, the first one is always the top notch. The first two were directed by Spielberg, and the third one was directed by Joe Johnston of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids fame, and Jumanji fame, I should say. But yeah, Jurassic Park, pretty much everyone's seen these. I may get into some rare ones here, like, I don't know if anyone talks about this one anymore. Arachnophobia. Film about attacking spiders. Basically, I would describe this as Gremlins with spiders. Kind of a combination of Gremlins and Jurassic Park in terms of the action sequences. The movie stars Jeff Daniels and John Goodman. It's a comedy / thriller, and they called it a thrilomedy. That was the actual term they called it. And the film is about there's a certain type of spider that has made it from Venezuela, that has made its way to the United States, and made it into a small town, and of course starts breeding and wreaks havoc, killing some people after biting them, because it is an extremely poisonous spider. And Jeff Daniels plays this doctor, and he's curing. He's the new town physician, and he's terrified to death of spiders. That's the term arachnophobia, is he's terrified of spiders. And so they begin to hire John Goodman, who's this goofy exterminator, and it's just nuts. And at the end, the guy ends up facing his fears and ends up defeating it. It's typical early '90s cheese, and it's fun to watch. It's a fun movie. And this was the second movie that I can think of that Amblin collaborated with Disney. This would be under the Hollywood Pictures name. Matter of fact, this was the first Hollywood Pictures title. And I'm not counting the Roger Rabbit shorts. I think those are something else. There was Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Arachnophobia and A Far Off Place, which I do not have, that was underneath the Walt Disney Pictures name, which the only one to be under the Walt Disney Pictures name.